bank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was scarred with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, outcasted like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's your number one chief rockin' Knicks Universe. Your main man, Uncle Freezy. Welcome to the premiere Knicks in the Nighttime show. The Knicks at Night podcast. Salute everybody. Salute, salute, salute. Man, glad y'all here rocking. It's good to see y'all. Good to be with y'all, man. Coming through. Man, wow, this hat looked crazy. I had this hat sitting in the drawer for a minute, man. It looked wow. It didn't look like this when I was looking in the mirror, but now I look crazy on camera, but whatever. Whatever. Dripmore is in the building. Salute. Danny Landis is in the building. Ed Winning, what's good? Man, salute to all my people on YouTube. Salute to all my people on X. I'm glad y'all are here and rocking. Man, I saw a lot of y'all around Knicks Universe, man. Y'all had a lot of questions, a lot of things that y'all had a lot of questions about. I had a few topics that I wanted to talk to y'all about, but then after I saw how y'all were busy around Knicks Universe trying to figure out some things, I was thinking, man, maybe it's one of them days. Like, you know how every about 2 or 3 times a month, man, I just ask y'all what y'all want to talk about. Maybe it's one of them days, man. Maybe it's one of them days where y'all want to tell me, man, what's on your mind? Like, what you want to talk about? You want to talk about Cat looking odd? You want to talk about Josh Hart looking slow? You want to talk about y'all tell me. Tell me what's on your mind. Quiet Money is in the building. Salute. Y'all tell me what's on your mind, man. What are y'all thinking? A lot of people doubting Mike Brown already. Nick Yak is in the building. Ribs is in the building. Salute. Salute. Yo, I forgot how much of a diehard Mitch fan Ivory 10 is. Right? I forgot. I keep forgetting how diehard of a Mitchell Robinson fan my guy is. Right? Quiet Money says, let's have a conversation about Leon. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready. I'm ready for the Leon conversation, man. Rodney Atkins in the building. Salute, my brother. Silk Sutton is in the building. Salute. Salute. Yeah, man. Yeah, the son of the legend, Kerry Cox, is in the building. Before we get too deep into the Leon Rose conversation, man, what I wanted to say, Corey Lee whispered something to me. Corey Lee whispered something to me months ago. And it was what Corey Lee said basically is this. He said, and salute to my brother Corey Lee, wherever he at, right? But Corey Lee is smart when he not in a rush Yeah, like Lee is my guy that he got stuff upstairs. Like he upstairs, right? But then when he get rattled, he be like, like Lee is upstairs, right? But when you rattle him, you know what I'm saying? He can't get his words out, right? But that's my guy. That's my guy, man. Hey, man, I call that dude like every other day, for real. But what Lee told me is this. He was like, yo, man, we got such a good thing cooking, right? Where legit, it's a group of people that come through, and it seemed like the people that come through and rock, they like it and they stay. Every now and then you'll get somebody that come through and they looking for something else. Like they looking for journalists, right? And they come across a fans channel. And so they come across looking for something super polished and with journalists, like with celebrity journalists from such and such place or whatever. And then they get here and then they hear us. And so sometimes some people will show up because they expect one thing and they don't get it and they leave. But then there are those that just want the Knicks content. And for those that just want the Knicks content, they generally stay and hang out. Whether they hang out for the personalities, whether they enjoy Tory B, whether they like Cowboy Bob or Coach or myself or Free Keith or G.I. or Alawaz or King Ribby or Corey Lee or IKBM Dre or whoever it is, right? Even G-Man for Life, our brother, he just away. Like, you know what I'm saying? He would be here, he just away, right? Hoodie Kev, you know, who's definitely away, right? Definitely away, way away, right? When Ivory 10 come up here with all that Mitchell Robinson to the 99th degree, right? But when they come and they hang out with us, they really enjoy the conversation. And part of that is, I think, the chat that we built, right? I will take credit for the chat. Like the chat, like I will take credit for y'all. And the reason why I'm saying this, I'm getting somewhere. I'm gonna take credit for y'all because I always wanted a chat of people that was gonna speak their mind unabashedly, but abide by the YouTube guidelines, right? But I always wanted to chat where people wasn't afraid to share their opinion. Like anytime people get soft in the chat, they be like on my hit list, right? Like this is the place, like it's the internet, right? We supposed to be doing this for fun, it's entertainment. So when you get here, you're supposed to have fun, enjoy yourself, right? You know, put your opinions out there. Sometimes you're gonna be right, sometimes you're gonna be wrong. The fun is debating other people about whether you're right or wrong. And then when you're right, you can like not be like, see, I told you so long. You be like, somebody did say Mitchell Robinson is a heck of a player, right? Or, hey, somebody did say Cat is an all-star level player. And so Lee basically on that, Lee said, hey man, you can do all that stuff, but what we can do on Blowing's Tears is just be the best version of ourselves. Like, be like that show with LeBron and them, when them dudes sitting in the barbershop smoking them expensive cigars and drinking that expensive liquor they be drinking out of them shiny glasses. We can try to be that, right? And while I was thinking about it, I was like, hey man, I don't know what we're gonna be. I would like for the people to form whatever this is that we have. And me and Lee had that conversation. I think it was about this time, or it was maybe 2 years. Anyway, we didn't even have 4,000 subscribers. And then all of a sudden, like the chat is just like on fire. Like I see how y'all be, like I see y'all in other people chat trying to, you know what I'm saying, stir it up. I ain't gonna say no names, but I see I see how y'all I see, I see how y'all go on like the other joints and just like hit the chat with like stuff, and other people be like, man, really? Right? I see y'all. So what I'm getting at, what I'm getting at is I really appreciate y'all. Like I ain't really feel like even getting here today, man. I ain't hit nobody up. I sent the email out to everybody late. Man, I had been sick the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get over something, and then out here hanging out with y'all all times of night talking about the Knicks, knowing I got to be on the phones at like 7:30. And so the channel is just like growing and growing and growing and growing. It's like somebody had to tell us what the number was on here. Like somebody legit had to tell me what the number was, because I'm not even concerned with that. Well, I'm concerned with it, but I'm not obsessed with it. My main thing is this. Like I have real legitimate Knicks questions, right? And I really like kicking it with y'all, right? And I think y'all like kicking it here, right? I mean, y'all ain't got to tell me, because YouTube will tell me whether y'all liked it or not. So, but what I realize is people like it. I guess what I'm saying is like people like being around y'all and y'all conversation. Clearly, if they didn't, they wouldn't be hitting like the like button or the subscribe button or just coming through every now and then. Because some people will show up, they won't comment, they won't even subscribe. They'll just come out, hang out. You'll see them maybe 5 to 10 times per year, which sounds like a lot. But when you consider we do like 300 shows, it's not really that many visits, right? And so it's like when people come here, they like to kick it with y'all. Or maybe it's because I really integrate y'all into the show. And I'll take credit for that part, but it's not because I'm a genius. It's because I like hearing what y'all got to say. So when y'all hear that, it's not about me saying, man, oh, Uncle Freezy's a genius, but I like passing the microphone. Like I would rather legit be Derek Fisher than to be Kobe Bryant. And I know everybody don't have that DNA in them, because a lot of people would rather be Kobe than Derek Fisher. And my thing is, man, share that thing, man, and we all win. We all eat. Desmond Drew in the building. Salute. So basically, in a roundabout way, man, I'm saying thank you to y'all, because I know y'all here. Thank you, man. Peace to the chat, man. Thank y'all, man, for and I know that means something in a way, but I really need for y'all to know that I know that it takes work to see the notification, get yourself ready, see the topic. Oh, they want to talk about that. I ain't want to talk about that, man. I don't talk about. And I know it take a lot of that to, you know what I'm saying, to get to the place where you see this mug on your screen. And I appreciate that. Right. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that. And I think y'all kind of appreciate the fact too, that it's a place where y'all can come. Nick Yak, stop it, bro. Stop it. You already know what I'm talking about. I ain't trying to be, I ain't trying to be touching on nobody, ladies, bro. Relax, bro. Calm down. I ain't trying to steal nobody, lady, bro. Yeah, man. So I think we are on the way to get somewhere. I don't know where it is, but the main thing is that as long as we go get there together, you know what I'm saying? As long as we get there together, you know what I'm saying? We be straight on that. With that, let's talk about Leon Rose a little bit. Because I know y'all been talking about. I know y'all been talking about Mitch is coming back. I want to talk about Mitch coming back. Yeah, I drip more. I know. I'm talking about the ladies, bro. I'm talking about the ladies. Like, I ain't trying to violate nobody relationship is what I'm saying, bro. But let's talk about Leon Rose, right? Let's talk about Leon Rose a little bit, because I know y'all want to talk about Mike Brown systems. Like, what are we doing out here? Like, the main question in Knicks universe is, why is Cat playing like trash? What's the Knicks identity? Like, what identity do we have? Right? I know these are the type things that y'all want to talk about. And maybe y'all talked about it already. Right? One of the things that, though, and shout out to Quiet Money. Quiet Money said, let's talk about Leon. Let's talk about Leon for a little bit. I gotta I'm wondering what Leon is up to and how patient he's gonna be. Right? Oh, Kerry, oh man. Nah, Deuce write children books, bro. Deuce ain't, man, you know. Man, you know Deuce ain't doing nothing, bro. Hey, Edward Walker, what's good, man? What I would say, man, is I don't think this thing is looking like how Leon Rose intended it in his mind to look. Like, we all know, we know at the end of one thing, in the beginning of another, there's always a transition. Right? At the end of one thing, in the beginning of another is a transition. We know that. Right? You know what I'm saying? So we kind of knew there was going to be something. I don't think we thought it was going to be this. My personal thought, my personal expectation was, I thought the Knicks were going to come out and score 140 points a game and give up 140 points a game. Hand to the man, that's what I thought. Right? Most teams against a bad defense can't score 140. They could score a lot, but they can't score 140. And so I thought the Knicks were just going to come out and try to put the gas to people up and down the floor, up and down the floor, up and down the floor, up and down the floor. That's what I thought the Knicks were going to try to do. Right? Instead, and so, or let me say the whole point. So I thought we were going to be monsters on offense. Jet Life for life in the building. Salute. I thought the Knicks were going to be monsters on offense and terrible on defense. I thought the team was going to be super deep to the point where Clarkson and Yabusele were going to be scoring 10 points a game. I thought it was going to be Cat 25, Brunson 25, Bridges 20, OG 18, Mitch 10 and 10, Josh 10 and 8, Yabusele 10, Clarkson 10, and just up and down the floor. Just, you know what I'm saying, skill, depth, and skill people to death is what I thought. But I thought the defense was going to be terrible. Come to find out, it's early, and our defense in the first two games of the season was pretty doggone good. The first two games, the games at home, the games in the Garden, the Knicks defense looked really good. We took this show on the road and we looked really bad. Right? When we took the show on the road, we looked really bad. Right? I don't know if it was our normal L in Miami, or because we gonna lose in Miami every year. We gonna lose in Miami every year. Whether we play Miami 3 times or 4 times, they gonna get us in Miami at least one of them times, right? Miami, it don't matter. Pat Ewing could have been playing. Miami is always gonna get us at least once in a season, right? I can't remember a season where we swept Miami. They always, even when they're bad, they get us, right? No big deal, right? The Giannis game, the Bucks game, Giannis goes off in the second half. I don't know many teams that can defend a red hot Giannis. And even with a red hot Giannis, we kept him below his season average of scoring. At the time, he was averaging 36. We held him to 30. He was averaging 16 rebounds. We held him to 8 rebounds. Right? So even with all the ups and downs of the season, I still didn't think it would be this. I think as Knicks fans, what we're seeing for the first time ever is a mixed bag. This team really don't have an identity. Like, what do we do? Do we knock down threes all night? No. Do we lock teams up defensively? No. Right? Do we, run the score up on team? No. Is our depth suffocating teams? No. Do we have young guys coming off the bench with giving a spark? Maybe they look like the future? No. Yeah, so when it comes to, I don't know what the identity of this team is. I don't think y'all know either. And that's why we have so many questions. Right? I think that's why we have so many questions. Because even when guys come back, even when guys come back, even when Deuce comes back, when Yabusele comes back, when all the important pieces get back, right? Even when all the important pieces get back, when Deuce gets back, when Yabusele gets back, when Mitch gets back, there's still a learning curve because these guys still hadn't played together yet. Not many minutes. Not many minutes. You know what I'm saying? Not a lot of time together. So they still need some time to gel. Right? Still need some time to gel, get used to each other and all that stuff. Right? So my thing is, I understand that, right? I understand that. And Desmond Drew says it's been 4 games, right? So everybody that talks to me about it, I tell them it's actually been 9 games. 5 fake games and 4 real games. To me, I count the games, the preseason games in my mind, even though I know they were fake games, right? But even then, in those fake games, we're still seeing the stuff that we saw in the real games, right? Like, we're legit still seeing up and down, whatever. But we know that there, in every transition, there's a transition, basically, right? I think, though, me not being able to figure out what type of team we are is puzzling to me, because I'll listen to the narratives all day. I'm not gonna lie to you. 90% of the narratives that y'all hear in Knicks universe are wrong, or they may not be vastly wrong. Maybe off is a better word. I would say off. Maybe off is a better word. Right? I think off is a better word, right? Usually the truth is what you see on the basketball floor, and not what people tell you they saw. Usually the truth is what your eyes told you you saw. What your brain told you you saw. That's usually the truth, right? When I watched the Knicks, though, like a narrative that I saw, like a narrative that I hear in Knicks universe is Mike Brown don't even run plays yet. And I watched Mike Brown run basic offensive plays to get guys used to running plays with each other, right? The Landry Shamet game, the game where you saw Landry Shamet zooming around the floor. So you was like, yo, Landry Shamet is out here running laps. Yeah, they were running. There was a play that they were trying to get a look out of, right? They were legit trying to get Landry Shamet like that Steph Curry look out of those threes, like those screens. You see Landry Shamet on this side start running. Well, the guy sets the screen over here, holds that screen. Landry Shamet comes around, pops out on the other side. By that time, the ball is reversed back to Landry Shamet, so Landry Shamet can get a three. That let me know that Mike Brown saw something in Landry Shamet in practice to not only run a play or two for him, but to start him. Mike Brown saw, and I'm not the biggest Landry Shamet fan. Y'all know I'm not gonna sit here and shoot you the gas. Y'all know I don't like 6'4" wing players. Right? It's just what it is. It's my preference. I'm not saying it's got to be your preference, right? Right? Like some of y'all like defensive-minded centers. Some of y'all like offensive-minded centers, right? Whatever your preference is, that's your preference. I don't care. What I'm saying is I saw Mike Brown try to get Landry Shamet some shots so that we could start stretching the floor so that his big can get better shots, right? But out of that, once dudes set the screen, they didn't know what to do with themselves. Right? It's these things that they got to learn. Like if you set the screen over here, say if you're OG and you set a screen over here, the ball is already on this side and you're passing to Shamet on this side. What does OG and Anunoby do? Does he crash the glass? Does he cut and put something in the paint? Right? Do you back up to the corner for three? Right? Do you take off to the top of the key just in case Landry Shamet missed? You can be the defender back deep. Since if a guard shoots, one guard has to get back. That's been the rule since forever. If one guard is shooting, the other guard's got to get back in transition. Like say for instance, if it's me and Desmond Drew is got the play run for him, once I do what's designed in the play, I got to get back just in case, you know what I'm saying, there's a miss and a long outlet. That's my responsibility. And the same thing vice versa. Like if I'm shooting, he know the play, he's got to sag back to make sure no basketballs go over the top of his head and they score in transition. Right? So if you're OG and he gets the ball and Shamet gets the ball, where's Brunson? Where's Bridges? Right? Brunson's probably going to be spot up because you don't want him to get caught up in the wash. You want him to be healthy. So those cutting responsibilities are going to go to either OG or the big that's on the floor. Right? But for Shamet looked good in those plays. A lot of the shots didn't go down. And now it looks like Mike Brown's not running anything because it doesn't give you the automatic fantastic look. So it looked like they didn't really run anything. But Landry Shamet came off the floor dripping sweat. Right? He just came off the floor dripping sweat. Because he was out there trying to get it. Benjamin B in the building. Salute. So there's a lot of things going on, but I don't know if that's the thing. Are the Knicks gonna run a Golden State Warriors type offense in the half court and a Sacramento Kings type offense in transition? Is that what we're trying to do? That's a lot of running for any NBA team. Like one team runs in transition, and the other team is in perpetual motion in the half court. That's a lot of running to put on legs. East Blue Drew, I'm with you. That'll take a lot of time. That takes some time to learn. And then it's going to take even more time for the guys to develop chemistry while they learn that. Like, where does Shamet really like that shot? Where does he really, is he a left wing or a right wing player? Right? Is he nice with the handle and we just hadn't seen it? You know what I'm saying? Is he a kick out shooter or a rhythm shooter? There are a lot of questions to me. That's what I'm saying. I'm confused, right? Because even if we switch to defense, if we talk about the defense against the Cleveland Cavaliers, the defense against the Milwaukee Bucks in the second half. You feel me? Like, some of the stuff you're like, you know. But if you're Leon Rose, yo, let me, before I get on the Leon Rose thing, I thought I saw somebody in. Was that Tory B that came in here? Okay. Nick Yak says, Cat not built to run much. He will get lazy and foul even more. And you know what? I agree. I'm a Mitch fan and a Cat fan. Yeah. I'm a Nick fan. I like all them guys. I just don't know what the identity is. Like, is Deuce the reason why our defense looked A1? It's not Mitch. Mitch wasn't here. Tory B in the building. Salute. Man, hey, Tory B, I sent y'all a message mad late. Man. One of them days on the phone, man, people trying to drive you crazy. Shout out to all my sales people and my customer service people, people that be on the phones, man, be getting the phone slamming their face, be told no all day. Shout out to y'all, man. Hey, shout out to everybody. Shout out to everybody on the grind, whatever grind it is. It don't matter. Shout out to everybody on the grind. Long as you're doing it legal and safe, man, shout out to y'all. Right? Our defense, though, I thought it would look good even if Brunson played point of attack, because I think the story of the year in the NBA, and I already know what y'all gonna say. Y'all gonna think I'm jumping out the window. I think Jalen Brunson is the MVP so far. I know Victor Wembanyama is 8 foot tall. Brian Windhorst told us Victor Wembanyama is 8 foot tall. Okay, whatever. Right? Start that MVP nonsense for Wembanyama already. Right? Like, Jalen Brunson, I don't know if the stats bear it out or not, but Jalen Brunson's defense is good. And it make me feel weird saying that, right? Jalen Brunson, good defense. Jalen Brunson's defense is, I really want to say average, y'all. But I think it's been Jalen Brunson's defense has been I want to say but I gotta give him credit for what he's doing. I think the story of the year in the NBA is that Jalen Brunson is the MVP. Right? And I know that sounds like a Knicks fan being a homer, right? But let me do this. I'm gonna pull up Jalen Brunson's numbers for the season, not including his improved defense. So Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson. I'm not going to look up everybody's. I just want to see Jalen Brunson's, though. So Jalen Brunson's numbers look like. So he's averaging 32 points a game, 48% from the floor. That's a little down. 31% from three. That's down. But he's shooting 89% from the free throw line. Okay, JB, let's go. And here's where I think things are fantastic, right? Jalen Brunson is averaging 8 threes a game. Jalen Brunson is on pace to take over 550 3-pointers this year, y'all. Right? He's on pace for that. Right? So we know the three ball is going to come. A lot of stars are struggling shooting the three right now. And if I asked Knicks fans, who looks like the worst 3-point shooter right now? Is it Brunson or Cat? Right? And Knicks fans will automatically say, man, Cat looked like the worst 3-point shooter in the league right now. But he's shooting a higher percentage than Jalen Brunson. Cat is shooting 33% from three. Jalen Brunson shooting 31%, 32% from three. Right? And we all know that those numbers will turn around. Those numbers will get better eventually. Right? Those numbers will get better eventually. But my thing is, Jalen Brunson, despite all this stuff, new coach, new offense, new defense, new players, right? High expectations, is averaging 33 points a game? What did we say? 32.8? What was he averaging? 31.8. 31.8 points a game. Right? The thing is, I would say to you as a Knicks fan, and I promise you we're gonna get to the Leon Rose thing, but my thing is when y'all have questions or y'all want to talk about something, I owe y'all, or we owe each other. I think we owe each other. We owe each other a full explanation of what it is that we're talking about, as long as it's explained right. Like, I ain't gonna get up here talk about no topic 40 minutes straight without taking a breath. That ain't me. Right? That's not me. I only do that when we do R&B lists on Echo and Essence. Yo, I only do that when we get on Echo and Essence and start talking about music and stuff. Right? Hey, Nick, so it's 22 shots a game, but he's shooting 89% from the free throw line, bro. I'll take that if I'm getting 89% from the free throw line. Because if he's shooting 90% from the free throw line or thereabouts somewhere in that neighborhood, and that 3-point percentage go up, and he's still taking 22 shots, now you talk about this brother averaging 35 points a game, something like that. Right? And I know that's a crazy number, but it's today's NBA. Like, these dudes are legit averaging what Michael Jordan averaged, right? But it's today's NBA, man. We know the game different. We know the game is played different, right? Tori B says music is life, and that's for damn sure. I was listening to Lorenzo Smith today, right? Tori B, I was listening to Lorenzo Smith, right? Hey, chat, if y'all don't know who Lorenzo Smith is, I would, that's a good listen, right? But the point I'm getting at is I'm not for sure what the team identity is on offense, on defense, transition, the style of offense. Are we a physical offense? Like, you know what I'm saying? Heavy in the paint? Are we a finesse offense? A lot of mid-range, cooking 3-point shots? Is that what we are? Defensively, are we a finesse defense? Playing passing lanes, no physical play, no fouls, right? Or are we a physical defense where we rubbing up on somebody's jersey all game long, getting them mad, frustrated, getting in their mind? Right? Yo, Tori B, you talking about Adina Howard? Dorkosaurus Rex is in the building. Salute. Yo, y'all got it. Tori B, come on, man. See, that ain't even funny, right? You ain't gonna cut my girl no slack. Tori B, that's wild. Chat, y'all see, hey, Ribs, yeah, Ribs, hey, somebody throw me a lifeline, bro. Like somebody from the Bronx is in the chat wilding, and I ain't gonna say no names. Salute to the Bronx, by the way. I'm gonna say this thing to Nick Yak, and then I only get to the Leon Rose stuff, right? So Nick Yak says we need to shoot more from the paint and less threes. And Nick Yak, I think that's where we're trying to get to, but in the opposite way of what you think. I think we're trying to stretch the floor so that we can drive the paint. Dorkosaurus Rex says there was an article in the New York Post about the roster being unsuitable for Mike Brown's desire to play fast today. We lost both of the last 2 games purely in transition paints alone. Right. That was one, and D-Rex, that was one of, I just called them D-Rex off the dome. Yeah, that's my immaturity, D-Rex. I just said D-Rex off the dome, just whatever. All right. So that was one of the conversations that we were having during the summer. Do we have the type of plays to run a Mike Brown system? Yeah. Ron Cosby. Oh, I ain't know that, bro. I ain't know that. I've been so busy here. This time of year, bro. This time of year, I don't get to catch all my people the way I want to, but I didn't. Maybe that's the new name. Right? But that was one of the storylines we were talking about during the summer. The Knicks had a personnel to run a Mike Brown system. And the thing about it is, being fast doesn't necessarily mean run fast. It means move fast. Right? But let's talk about Leon Rose. And let's talk about this. Let's use this to transition into the Leon Rose conversation, everybody. So if you're Leon Rose, and you're watching this, what are you thinking? Are you thinking, because you have to be thinking, I can't change the roster for a guy that may not be here in a year and a half, 2 years. And this is not a knock on Mike Brown. This is any NBA coach USA. I can't flip this roster completely for a guy, and then if he fails, then I have his roster here and he's gone. So if you're Leon Rose, do you make a wholesale change? If you're Leon Rose, do you trade for Giannis? If you're Leon Rose, do you trade for a young stud like Stephon Castle? We got to start putting like some of these guys on our radar, like legit the Steph Castle kid. You got to start putting him on the Knicks radar. If Giannis is on the radar, then there's got to be alternatives, right? Do you put Steph Castle on the radar? Do you put whoever, Devin Carter on your radar? Do you put Keegan Murray on your radar? Right? Do you put Najee Marshall on your radar? What's your alternate plan? If you're Leon Rose, and this is me in Leon Rose's stead, right? This is me in Leon Rose's place. I have to give Mike Brown at least 2 years. At least. And I have to give him a year and a half before I put him on the hot seat. Because it's not about Mike Brown. It's about Jalen Brunson. And you made this coaching hire based on how this staff can help Jalen Brunson take this team to a championship. Right? Leon Rose is important. Mike Brown is important. The Knicks fan base is important. The medical staff is important. But on game night, the most important player in Knicks universe is Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson is the most important player in all these equations, regardless what we speak about. Jalen Brunson has to be the centerpiece of every conversation we have. If any Knicks conversation starts with a player that's not named Jalen Brunson, it's the wrong conversation. Right? So in fairness to Jalen Brunson, do you give Jalen Brunson and this crew some time to gel and see what they can do in the playoffs? What I would say to that, y'all, if I'm Leon Rose, right now, my priority is not to keep Jalen Brunson healthy for the playoffs, right? But get Jalen Brunson enough help where we won't have to worry about his health, but we just have to worry about his surrounding pieces. right? Because when we say, man, just get healthy enough to get to the playoffs, what we're thinking is just tread water until the middle of April. Is that what you guys want to see? Just tread water until the middle of April. And what I would say to that is a team that's treading water in April will always be treading water in April, right? You're begging to be a first round exit if that's the strategy. If that's the strategy, just tread water until April. What we'd like to see is Jalen Brunson supporting cast be so good that despite injuries, and I mean short-term injuries, I don't mean major, because any team that has a major injury is not going to win a championship, right? But a team that can survive minor injuries, shooting slumps, bad defense, bad calls. You need a team that's going to be so airtight that they can survive all the ups and downs of an 82-game schedule and then be pretty healthy in the playoffs. And so if I'm Leon Rose, right, and I'm glad y'all mentioned Pacom Donnie. Y'all know that's Freezy Jr. I see y'all talking about Freezy Jr. in the chat, right? If I'm Leon Rose, my move is to consolidate this bench talent and bring in a weapon for Jalen Brunson. I know Jordan Clarkson wants to be here. I know Gershon Yabusele wants to be here. Right? I know there are guys that want to be a Knick and things of that sort. And I love the fact that NBA players want to be a Knick. Trust me, I do. I like hearing when NBA players say they want to wear our uniform. Because it's a reversal for me. Because 5 years ago, 6 years ago, we were the laughing stock. So in my mind, I'm thinking another quality young guy. And the reason why I say young is not because I'm partial to just young guys. I like to get a young guy because I know they'll be locked up for 2 or 3 years. If I'm the Knicks, I'm going after a young guy that I know is locked up on a cheap contract for 2 or 3 years, on a cheap contract that has high upside, that I can play along with Brunson, Bridges, OG, Cat, Deuce, Josh, and others. I am all against any trade that moves anyone in the core four. Anyone in the core four being moved, I'm against it. Just off the rip. As a means of principle, just as a pointing back to what I was saying about any conversation about improving the team starts with Jalen Brunson. Any conversation about improving the team starts with Jalen Brunson. And to me, in my mind, what that means is protecting your core four. So if you're Leon Rose, right? If you're Leon Rose, who are you looking to go after Because if you make a deal for Giannis, now we're talking about the Knicks trying to reset their championship window, so to speak. Now you have to, as Brunson and Giannis, now they have to play a season together, and then you have to see what they need, and then you have to go out and get it that summer, and then you have to see what that is, and then you got to tinker again. You know what you need with with Brunson and Cat, right? You need an all universal defensive center. Surprise, you got one, right? You know you need a primary point of attack defender. Surprise, you got one, right? You know you need 2 all-world NBA defenders that defend on the wing, not in the post, not at the point of attack, but on the wing. You need 2 wing defenders that actually do what? Defend on the wing. Surprise, that's a novel concept. Imagine that, having 2 wing defenders that defend on the wing. Right? What we don't need, though, is a big, bulky power forward. What we don't need is a big, bulky power forward. But we got one, and we'll see how he fits. Right? Big, power forward guy in today's NBA looks a step slow on defense. You know, I mean, in theory, if we just use him as an athlete, then he'd be okay. But Knicks, not you guys, not everyone in the chat, and I'm not pointing fingers. So if you were one of those folks that were pounding the table for the Knicks to get a power forward, surprise, you got one. Everybody was telling you that those type of guys don't really thrive in the league, but we got one. If you're Leon Rose, do you still feel like you need to go out and get a veteran ball handler that's going to help you in the playoffs? I think that's the move. I think that's the move. I think the move is 2 things. The move is 2 things. First, the first move is I think you're going to have to play Trey Jemison. I think you're going to have to play Trey Jemison and not play him in a you don't want to start him, but he's going to have to be in that big man rotation with Huck Party, Cat, and Mitch. Nick Yak says your hat looks like a step pyramid. How you know what a step pyramid look like? Stop being a nerd. Nick Yak says your hat looks like a step pyramid. Man, stop being a nerd, man. Turn off TBS and talk about dicks, bruh. Yeah. The first move, I think we're gonna have to play Trey Jemison in order for us to rotate these veteran big men that we have. The thing, man, with veteran bigs, they get dinged up, bro. Like, I don't want to hear the conversation about Mitch being injured. I just can't. I personally can't take it. If y'all want to talk about it, man, hey, man, y'all free to talk about whatever y'all want, as long as y'all abide by the YouTube guidelines. My thing is, Centers in this league are gonna get hurt. That's just a part of it. It's not like back in the day where they jogged up and down the floor. Like people think the pace was faster back then, right? Nah, it's because dudes couldn't shoot back then. Dudes couldn't shoot back then, not away from the basket. I mean, dudes couldn't shoot away from the basket back then. I watched the Dennis Johnson special. Dennis Johnson 1 year shot. I mean, not Dennis Johnson, but Vinnie Johnson. I watched the Vinnie Johnson documentary last night, and that man played a whole season, shot 28% from three, steady jacket. They were amazed. Man, he's shooting 28% from three. Wow. Yeah, hey, high grab. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it, man. I'm excited about Mitch being back. I'm excited about him being back. Ed Walker, I saw what you said too, man. Point guard is a need. This is why I was excited about the Malcolm Brogdon signing. I didn't know he was that far away from being good. It was the reason why I was having the Ben Simmons conversations during the summer. I think Steph Castle is the move. Yo, D-Rex, I see you. I see you. I think Steph Castle is the move, right? Point guard mentality on a relatively cheap contract comparatively to what the Knicks usually sign for rotation guys. Some athletic ability, fresh legs. I hear y'all. I've been having this conversation. I've been having this conversation all week behind the scenes. So I already knew like what y'all were gonna say. Like, man, San Antonio would never. Hey, man. I'm saying it depends. Depends on what you offer. Depends on what you offer. And mind you, they have De'Aaron Fox. They have De'Aaron Fox, and they have Ron Harper's son also. Depends on what you offer. Yeah. Nah, Nick. Yeah, it's not because of that, bro. It's not because of what you're thinking. Nick, yeah, this is not a replace Jalen Brunson thing, bro. This is not a replace Deuce, a replace Jalen Brunson thing. This is a unlock balance on the floor thing. The other night, and I know y'all saw it. I know y'all saw it because Cat Big 7 foot behind was having a tantrum about it. Right? He's having a tantrum about it. Cat did a dribble handoff with Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson gets the dribble handoff and takes off in the direction he's supposed to go. Guess what the defense does? The entire defense follows Jalen Brunson. He's the best player. Cat is in the dribble handoff spot like, hey, I'm here wide open. He looked to his right. OG Anunoby is in the corner. Guess what? Wide open. But Jalen Brunson is headed this way. Right? Jalen Brunson don't have eyes in the back of his head, bro. He just don't. And if you Cat and you OG and you both of y'all like wide open, why would Brunson pass it to y'all anyway when y'all shot been broke? Your shot been broke the whole game. Why would Jalen Brunson even think about getting y'all the ball like that when he was cooking? But what another set of point guard eyes does is it balances the floor, right? Jalen Brunson doesn't have to have eyes in the back of his head. When you have another guard on the floor, now you have two sets of guard eyes, not wings, right? Not ball handlers. Like the difference between, it's the difference between Tim Thomas and Magic Johnson. And I'll say this, and it's going to sound controversial, right? But Tim Thomas may have better handles than Magic. Like, you never legit saw Magic Johnson squat dribble behind his back or through between his legs. Now, when it comes to passing, Magic Johnson is the greatest player to ever touch a basketball, ever passing the basketball. Nobody passes like Magic Johnson. Nobody. But if you do somebody comparable, like Tim Thomas and Magic Johnson, probably the same size, Tim Thomas has a better handle, but he's not Magic. Not even, he's 1/200th of the player that Magic is. Magic Johnson is 200 times better than Tim Thomas, period. But while Tim Thomas was a really good NBA player, he had Magic size, he had a great street dribble, but he wasn't a passer. And that's the point that I'm making. Like, you can put ball handlers on the floor, but are they guards? Guards are not made, guards are born. Fritz Alcindor is in the building. Salute. Salute. Man, you know I saw Pistol Pete. Nick, yeah, you know I saw Pistol Pete, bro. Floppy socks, Pistol Pete. I think Pistol Pete wore the same socks for his whole career. You remember those ugly New Orleans uniforms? Nick, yeah, you remember those ugly. You remember Adrian Dantley? Yo, Nick, yeah, you remember Adrian Dantley? Like, he legit was the first Carmelo, bro. Like, pump fake, jab step, jab step, rip through, pump fake, jab step, elbow, pump fake. Yo, that's hilarious. That is hilarious, man. He brought up Pistol Pete was super skilled. So Pistol Pete was super skilled, and Nick Yak is right. Pistol Pete was super skilled, right? But to the point that I'm making, I'm not saying another point guard is going to take something away from Jalen Brunson. Mind you, remember the whole thing I had been saying the whole time, that any conversation about improving the Knicks starts with how it helps Jalen Brunson. Any conversation, whatever, regardless, any conversation about making an improvement, it's got to start with, how does it help Jalen Brunson? Ribs, you got to relax, bro. After 4 games, bro, calm down. It's 4 games. It's just it's 4 games, man. We're gonna be all right. We just got to find out. Basically, what I'm saying the whole time is, we have to find out who we are as a team. Like, we legit got to find an identity, right? We got to find an identity, and fast, because we don't want to be the team that's the 4th seed in an underwhelming season and then play the Pistons as the 5 seed in the first round of the playoffs. Y'all don't want to be that, right? My advice to Knicks fans is, don't embrace this thing of, bro, long as we make it to April, man, we'd be good. You don't want to be the 5th seed and see Detroit. I mean, I'm telling y'all now, you don't want to be the 4th seed or the 3rd seed and be at the start of a rivalry, right? You know you beat Detroit last year. You don't want to be the 3 seed and have them be the 6 seed and then have them have a bullseye all over your franchise. And I know they're not the same team as they was last year, but the name on the front is the same. The name on the front of the jersey is the same. I'm with Fritz Alcindor. You want Easy matchups all the way through the playoffs so that you can get teams out of here and rest. Because the Knicks have a veteran team. So if you go pedal to the metal and win a bunch of games and finish as a 2 seed, and you get a Washington Wizards in the first round, right? You gentlemen sweep them, and then you okay, right? You rest. Then in the second round, you get the winner of that 4-5 matchup, Detroit and Orlando, whoever. Orlando, Detroit, flip a coin, you get them, and you gentlemen sweep them in the second round. Right? But you don't want to be that team that said, hey, man, we rested Cat and Mitch, 25 games, man. We rested, such and such, man. We made it through healthy, and now we the 4th seed playing such and such team, and they've been red hot down the stretch. That sound familiar? Because Detroit was red hot down the stretch. Remember, Detroit was the 8th seed and got red hot and jumped into that 6th seed. And guess who they got in the playoffs last year? I'm just saying. But if you're Leon Rose, I think, and listen, this is no knock on Tyler Kolek. I like TKO, right? I like TKO, right? This is no knock on Deuce. This is no knock on Jordan Clarkson. But I think the thing that this team is missing at the moment is a definitive second best player. And I know Bridges has been balling. And I know Cat does a lot of stuff he don't get credit for. I know OG does a lot of stuff he doesn't get credit for. But what I'm saying is, if you go get a guy, he doesn't have to be your second best player. But he can unlock your second best player that you already have on your roster. The guy you go get doesn't have to be your second best player. You're not going to be able to get that guy for what the money that the Knicks have. But if you can go get a guy that can unlock Mitchell Robinson on offense, if you can go get a guy that can get Mitchell Robinson entry passes in the post, that's a whole nother dynamic that's opened up. Now teams have to sag back on Mitch or watch their big get dunked on all night. And if they sag down on Mitch, now you're talking about guys getting super duper 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 wide open threes. And all you did was add a piece to the puzzle that unlocked other guys. If you can go get a guy, y'all remember at the beginning of the preseason? Remember at the beginning of the preseason, they kept running the Denver Nuggets play, the split action with Mitchell Robinson at the top of the key. Anybody remember that? When they were trying to unlock Mitch's offense, like, hey, can Mitch really pass? Can Mitch really do this stuff that he said he can do? And in the preseason, y'all saw him for the limited time. I'm saying, y'all, now, I'm not saying that he averaged 50 points a game. What I'm saying is, if y'all can remember back to the beginning of October, they legitimately were trying to force feed Mitchell Robinson the ball in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, man, y'all do it. Y'all do what Fritz Alcindor say, man. Salute to the replay gang. Hey, and man, subscribe to the channel. Hit the like button. Yeah, help the channel grow. Clearly, it's something here. Clearly, we're building something. I'm not for sure what it is exactly, but clearly, people kind of like the freedom, I guess, here. And if you're a part of that, man, subscribe to the channel. Replay gang, if you're watching this and if this video came across your feed randomly on YouTube, I'm the #1 Chief Rocker. Uncle Freezy, this is Lawrence Tears. We talk Knicks basketball. We talk a lot of stuff, right? Consider subscribing to the channel. Consider becoming a member. Help us pay some bills right here. Uncle Freezy, hat too small. I need a new hat. Consider becoming a member. Consider subscribing to the channel. I'm not for sure what the number is. I don't really like looking at the number. I like looking at y'all. Right? I don't like looking at the number. I like looking at y'all. I don't see y'all as numbers. I see y'all as comments, but I imagine it's comments coming from people. Like I see y'all as comments and avatars, but I imagine this is people behind those comments and avatars, right? I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna wrap up right here. Thank y'all for coming through and rocking. Tomorrow night is gonna be a crazy night, y'all. Chicago Bulls, Emirates Cup. If the Knicks lose, they'll have a losing record. Tomorrow night is important, and we're gonna be here for it. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.
I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the result. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who be caught up in using what I was called with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Penciling out my darkest while stenciling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena on. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.